Hello, my name is Stephen Breckenridge Oliver, and today this video is about the thermal panels. Okay, thermal panels is real simple. All you need is three different types of metals in one metal. It'd be the positive. It'd be where the absorbing of electron motion is real easy, and all it's got to do to have that is a minus one or minus two and the atomic number of electrons, in which it allows it to easily absorb electron motion. And there's the neutral, the middle, where you get the current from. There's three layers. In the middle is where you catch and release real easily. And in the positive, it's actually considered the negative. See, positive is negative, negative is positive. It's the metal in which releases protons easily by having too many electrons. Okay, it's all what we call ionic. And heat, it generates friction, and friction between these metals creates current of electron motion. And all you have to do is take the current being in the middle and utilize it, exploit that current, and turn it into energy. It's like any other type of electricity in a wire, or any other type current in a wire. And why would you do this? What would be the point? Okay, well, you take you take a box, and you make sure that in that box that it's contained and it does not allow all the heat to escape. And you put heat coils. They're electric coils like you find in dryers, for example, clothes dryer, or any type of heating element. You find them everywhere, but the most convenient type of ambient heat coil, the sample would be, or example would be, the clothes dryer. That's a pretty good kind. All you gotta do is pick any kind of metal that releases heat when it has electricity applied to it. And you heat the, let's say, 20 coils for 20 panels in a box with one of those panels. And you take the current from the rest of the panels and you feed them to the grid. And what is this good for? It's good for all kinds of stuff. You sell the kilowatt hours to the grid. What could you do with this? What I had intended on doing it, except for the hostile executive takeover of Florida, the corruption in the Mobile FBI, helping people rip me off. I've been writing songs since 1988. I've got patents all over the place. People have made theft of. Now, although I have the primary suspects right now are Eddie Corrigan Jr., because he was there the night that I wrote The Flame, and he told me it was all a dream. So obviously, he either deceived me intentionally, or he deceived somebody. Okay, because it happened. Why did he lie to me? Well, what's his motive for fabricating that? Alright, then there's the Mobile FBI. Okay, why don't they do their job? They've had like 30 years. According to FOIPO, they have no records at all. So that is suspicious. They are a suspect, most definitely. Alright, but that's another matter. Now, what we're taking is what I was going to do. And not able to do it. So what I'm going to do is take these boxes, sell the power to the grid. Okay, now, General Electric. Yeah, you can make a pile of money. And these deadbeat dads, as they're called, we got a law. It says if somebody don't pay their child support, they go to jail. Or how's that child support going to get paid from we the people paying to house them in a jail? Somebody tell me that. What is the motive behind that? What will that obtain? What will that accomplish in any fashion towards corrections? Huh? Oh, you can't pay your child support. Either you're addicted to drugs, you're addicted to alcohol, you're unemployed. Whatever the reason is, it don't really matter. For some reason or another, you're not able to pay your child support. Okay, so we find a solution of putting them into a situation where we know with a 100% certainty they're not going to be able to. And we call that justice? How did this even happen? I don't know. I didn't have anything to do with that. Putting people in jail because they can't pay their child support rather than find a solution. I've never. What? Alright, so the solution, and one potential solution, is this. Okay, alright, first of all, the reason they're wanting to put people in jail is because there's a woman left who's got these kids and she's divorced. And we have laws of child support. Okay, he can't pay it for one reason or another. So you still have this woman who doesn't have an ability of means. And her husband or ex-husband being in jail isn't going to solve her problem. Not even a little bit. So get a hot box, okay? Now say she's desolate. She doesn't have any way of making money, any way of getting a house. You have to have a house and a yard to do this. So we have HUD loans. I found out about the HUD loans with a job in which I was returning the first year of interest to these people. See, if you pay your HUD loan back within a year, then you get your interest back, because they include the first year's interest in the loan. And as you go to refund these interests, and you find these people don't exist. So I figure if we can give them to people who don't exist, and have it go to purchase addresses in which don't exist, the least we can do is help people out that we know for a fact do exist. Such as a woman with children who has reported that her husband has failed to pay child support. Or so you take a hot box, you take these thermal panels, and you take these heating coils, and you turn it into current, you turn it into kilowatt hours. One of these boxes should easily be able to provide, let's use an example number, $3,000 worth of kilowatt hours. Okay. Now, out of those $3,000 worth of kilowatt hours every month, you take $1,000 and you take it back towards paying off the box itself. You sell it for $120,000 there for the next 120 months. Right, these boxes are estimated to have a lifetime of 17 to 25 years. So that's what kind of duration we're dealing with. It's a long-term plan. Alright, so for the next 120 months, that's 10 years. Then this, they pay for the box. It costs about $30,000 or $40,000 to make at the most, and you sell it for $120,000. This would be GE, and that's money, long-term guaranteed money. So then you take another 1/3. All right, they're going to have to take a loan out to get a HUD and get their own house. Okay, so then you take 1/3 and pay that HUD loan back, and that's 25 months, which is a little over a couple years. And then you take the remaining third and you allow the person to do things such as, pay their household bills. They're going to have their own electric bill. They're going to have food. They're going to have clothing. They're going to have what they need, gas, all that, in order to take care of the kids. So with these hot boxes and going to women who have reported their husbands have not paid their child support is, and in my opinion, is a very, very much more viable solution than putting their ex-husbands in jail for not being able to pay child support and putting them in a situation where we know for certain they're not going to do anything but cost we the people money. All right, rather than costing we the people money, we can make sure that this woman without a husband paying child support is able to sustain, and it won't cost us anything. We make money. Okay, we the people make money by them doing this. And how do we make money? Well, there's the interest on the HUD loan for one, and then there's, okay, well, GE and the government, once we buy a certain number, okay, and there's going to be a lot of them, so GE will have to sacrifice a certain percentage in order to participate with this program, and I'm sure they will. Why not? They're still going to make money no matter what, even if they turn that for 30 or 40,000 into 70 or 80,000. They still make money, and we the people make money. We get because we're going to have to sacrifice an investment. It'll be a temporary loss, but in the long term, it'll be a great, great advantage and a great addition to our budget ability, and our deficit, or the amount we spend versus the amount it takes to sustain. Will improve greatly because we will have additional numbers coming in, and it's going to be a really beautiful thing, I think. And that's what this video is about, is the attempt to convey the understanding of what I call the hot box program. It's something I was going to do, but I'm not able to do it because of all the corruption and criminals disguised as FBI in Mobile, Alabama. That's what I'm aware of. Now, according to the FBI testimony in the Senate, corruption is a problem. So they acknowledge it. But they did not define the extent. So how far does that corruption go? I don't know.